Have you ever felt like you were drowning in the overwhelming complexity that surrounds you in your work situations? Complexity that makes you feel like you have a bridge to cross, but the wooden slats of the footway are a little old and rotten. Some are no longer attached to the rest of the construction. There's no way around, you have to cross the bridge. The bridge with frayed rope handles which have seen better days, and you're not even sure if they are securely attached to the riverbank on the other side. The bridge that sways mercilessly every time you move your weight forward. It has a menacingly gushing river below it, waiting to welcome you into its perilous white water turmoil. I've felt like this several times throughout my career. It happens every time I start a new job, take on a new large project, and whenever I'm faced with what seems like unfathomable complexity. It can be anxiety-inducing, to say the least. I felt like this when I entered the world of NHS commissioning. It was uncharted territory for me, and my task was to navigate the fast-paced and challenging area of urgent care. I'd never commissioned before, and I was not even sure what urgent care meant when I started the job. The organisation I worked for was grappling with winter pressures, high demand for hospital beds, and debilitating days in hospital discharge. I knew there was a challenge ahead. I felt the same way when I stepped into systems thinking consultancy for the first time. Again, it was uncharted territory with new and unique challenges I had never faced before. On both occasions, despite the odds stacked against me, I decided that backwards was not a feasible direction, so across the bridge I had to go. It was on the bridge that I faced my greatest work fears. What if I wasn't sure where to start? Would I give bad advice? How would I move things forward? How would I convince people that my ideas were appropriate? Did I even have the legitimacy to make a change? It was on the bridge that I learned and iteratively developed my systems practice. I became a systems thinking practitioner by being brave. I was brave enough to step onto the treacherous, rotten wooden slats by allowing myself to feel vulnerable and exposed, and yet still trying out the approaches, methods, models and ideas. By forcing myself to take deeply considered risks, and by allowing myself to frequently fail. There were many times that my foot went straight through the rotting mud, and I had to grasp the handrails, the rope handrails, and cling on for dear life. There were times when I slipped and fell face down, seeing the rapid white water below zoom in towards me, only to regain my composure and save myself from a fatal mistake at the last minute. I continued to navigate the perils of the bridge with determination to get to the other side. Every time I cross the bridge, I develop and refine my systems practice. It is on the bridge where I learn my craft. It is where I experiment. It is where I learn to teach the theory to others. It is an iterative and challenging journey. Each time the experience remains the same, precarious, shaky, and fear-inducing. I've come to realise that this is not a bad thing. It's just a thing. It's a way of learning. I slip, I fall, my foot goes down the hole, I get rope burns on my palms. Then I find my footing, navigate the complexity, slat by rotting slat, and eventually step off the other side of the bridge into the velvet-like carpet of calming grass. It's on the bridge where the systems that thinking practitioner in me is created. It's on the bridge where I fail, I succeed, I learn, I fail and succeed again. It is the learning from my story of crossing the bridge that I would like to share with you. I hope that if you too are crossing the systems practice bridge, my book reassures you about your journey. I hope that if you have never crossed the systems practice bridge before, you might be tempted to take your first tentative steps. I believe that every systems thinking practitioner's learning journey as they cross the bridge is valid and important, no matter what their experiences have been. I believe it is this narrative of our own experiences, captured in our own words, that is often lost, never having been recorded. In sharing my journey of crossing the bridge, I extend my hand and invite you onto the bridge. One day, I hope you too share your learning journey with the rest of us.